Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. This is Killer Beat. Watching the Viper take on Riut today, 1v1 action on Arabia. We've got a Mongols war here on our hands. I think this is a team random game, and it will be hopefully an interesting one. Nice thing about Mongols is you can do several different things. You can build archers, you can build knights. Mangadai are awfully beefy as well, so maybe we will see some interesting gameplay here. Viper and Riut are coming in at 1600 match stats only game, but this is a these are a couple players that are rated well above 2100, probably about 22 to 23 each of them. It should be a fun one. Let's see what the maps look like. Viper's got some deer here on the front. That's going to be nice for him. Mongols gathering food from wild game much faster. So those will be nice if he can push those in early. He's also got front stone, front gold, a little bit ugly there. Nice back gold pile, nice back wood line, decent back berries. Stone off to the side. A little bit tricky to envision the Viper protecting that stone, though. I think he's going to have safe wood, safe food, and safe gold, and maybe, I don't know, I would go knights here, but who gives a shit what I would do? Anyway, back on the other side, we'll see Riut playing in red. Riut's going to have deer on the front as well. Not too far of a distance if he wants to push those in. He'll have his main gold on the front, secondary gold on the front, berries on the front. Stone here on the back is nice. Maybe some walling across this area could keep him safe enough to hold his side, but taking gold early on in this game is going to be tough. Tough sheep location here for Riut. He's going to take a long time scouting to find his own sheep by the looks of it. That would be my guess. Viper on his side is getting a pretty good idea of how crappy his map is. If you look at the Fog of War, you can see what he knows, and he knows that, yeah, this flank's going to be really tough to wall, and it's also going to be pretty tough to wall in the front. He's going to have to build units, defend himself with an army, I would think, or do something aggressive. We'll see. Anyway, early on, we will start to fast forward a bit, since the Dark Age here is, you know, it's almost always very similar. Nobody looming up just yet, by the looks of it. I don't expect to see any villagers go down between these boar lures. None of them are particularly challenging. Riut's lures are really easy. Viper is going to have a pretty easy lure on the front. This one's going to be fine as well. Nothing too crazy going on early. 3 vills on wood for the Viper, not thinking about a drush. Why would you? Why would you, man? It's Mongols. Get up to feudal on 19 vills or something. 3 on wood for Riut as well. He's finally getting his last couple sheep, and he may start to push in some deer. Viper's scout is actually coming across the map here. He's out there quite early. He decided not to push his deer. He decided to scout forward first, which is really interesting. I wonder what is on his mind. Obviously, the more you know about your opponent's map, the better you can exploit it. He may, well, right off the bat, he's going to identify this hill that he can maybe put an army on top of at some point later in the game. He will, for now, head toward the TC. Now it looks like he's going to get out of dodge. Viper might have seen Riut's scout there, and maybe he's going to chase it. What's the deal, bro? Yeah, it looks like the Viper will get a little distracted by the scout from Riut. Riut will just start going forward to scout. Riut able to push 1 deer, a little bit extra food for him, but for now that will be all he will push. Okay, 15 vills each. We're seeing the scouts have split ways. Riut's starting to go forward to find the Viper's base. Viper is still roaming around, looking to figure out what's going on for his opponent, just now finding the berries. Going to do a nice job, I would assume, to circle around the TC and sort of get a really nice idea of what Riut's working with. Show me what you're working with, Mr. Riut. Okay, what's Riut up to? Riut just now getting forward. He is going to find the Viper's front deer patch. He may actually run into the TC if he's not careful. He'll see that initial house. Yeah, he's going to run right to the TC. Running on a tangent here, so he probably won't take too much arrow fire. But he has found the Viper, and Riut has also clicked up to feudal on 18 vills. So pushing deer, giving Riut maybe a slight boost in the food department, allows him to click up on 18. So if he's going to go with early scouts, he can do so faster than the Viper. One thing that's going really nicely for the Viper, his map generation, everything is clustered on this side. So one spearman here can really deter several scouts. There's not a lot of room for those scouts to raid. If your berries are far from your wood, you know, those scouts can just run back and forth, and you need to build multiple spears. I think the Viper can defend early on with 1 spear here if he does want to. Riut may go scouts, but then again, he may go forward. A couple of vills here seem to be roaming a bit forward. We'll keep an eye on them. Yeah, they're just going to drop a barracks there in that little channel. Okay, so Riut on the way up, building a barracks, does not have any villagers on gold, so we will assume that he's going to go with some scouts here. Viper going up as well. He is also building up a barracks. He also has no villagers on gold. This early of a pop to go up suggests some scouts to me. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Maybe we'll see something a little different here. Let's see. Riut's vills they're in an interesting location. Going to drop the stable on the front and continue to block in this channel. That will eventually maybe help him protect that gold. I like that play. See if it works out for him. Still not pushing deer on the front is Riut. Viper pushed in 1 or 2. Just looks like 1 for now. Immediately we will see Riut hit the feudal age, drop a stable. 2 vills building it, so it will go up extra fast. The Viper on the other side is going to build a stable as well eventually. He's just a wee bit behind. So Viper going with the early scouting instead of pushing those deer early on, and that gave him a disadvantage in uptime. We'll see if Riut takes advantage of him. At the moment, 19 vills for each player. We will see loomed up vills, I would assume, on both sides. I think we're going to see loom. Yeah, loom in for both players. Scouts coming forward for Riut now, and where will they go? They can head toward the back wood line for a moment. You would think the Viper will have a spearman built before they get there. Spearman on the way. I'm presuming he's going to be dropped around this area, but we'll see. Oh, already 1 spear out for the Viper, kind of in a forward location. So I think the Viper here is going to be just fine with a couple of spears to defend his map against as many scouts as Riut wants to build. It looks like Riut will build 3 scouts at least for now, and he will have a spear coming forward himself. Going to be a little difficult for Riut to crack this nut. You know, this is a pretty tightly knit base. It's going to be hard to raid. But that is one advantage of being on offense, is that Riut back at home is just walling himself in and maybe making his gold safe. Eventually, he's going to need to start taking this gold, and he's going to need to have it safe by the time that happens. Anyway, for the moment, Spearman v. Spearman fight on the front. 3 scouts for each player roaming around. 5 total military. I think it's 2 spears and 3 scouts for both guys. Not a whole lot invested here. Viper will add in another scout. Riut does not seem to be doing so. Viper's got a vill out here in no man's land. That could go badly for him. Looks like he's going to turn around just in time. Maybe he can wall up this channel if he can protect that side. Looks like he will start to do so with houses. Riut's got a spear in the location. Viper's got to be careful here. Yeah, he's going to have to micro away from that. 5 scouts now out for the blue player. It looks like Riut is adding in more military as well back on his side. It might be more scouts. Yeah, it's more scouts indeed. So these guys, although early on they both built spears, and although neither of them is terribly raidable, they are going to go into scouts. I would say Riut's base here is much more open, so we'll keep an eye on him. Viper will soon be coming forward after parrying the initial blow there from Mr. Riut. It looks like he will wall up his back flank. He will start adding in some scouts. Looks like it's going to be 6 total. That's 6, right? 5 there and 1 on the other side. Spears coming forward as well. And these guys will continue to skirmish it out here in the feudal age. So at the moment, resources are just about dead equal. Both guys are really pumping out vills. 3 vills over on gold for the Viper. Riut has not gone over to gold yet. So Riut will take a couple extra moments to build maybe a few more scouts. In the end, he will actually have 8 total units and several scouts on the field here to combat the Viper. 1 spear out as well. Riut's going to be relatively strong here in defense. He's also walling up his wood line toward the TC to deter those scouts from the Viper from running through the back of his eco. Riut will now start to build out his gold economy. So I think this was a necessary move from Riut, having to build some extra scouts. I think he had to do that. It's going to slow his uptime probably in relation to the Viper, but his gold here is just so vulnerable. Such a vulnerable gold pile. Riut will lose a scout there to the spear, but he will eventually continue to push the Viper's military back. Viper seems to be walling himself up pretty tightly on his side of the map. Has a makeshift wall coming up across the top, going to add in palisades, going to continue to add in more buildings. Blacksmith's coming so he can click soon if he has the resources. Viper on 500 food, just about enough gold. Riut is not anywhere close. He's built a bigger military. He's going to be 3 military units ahead, and he's still adding in scouts. Wheelbarrow on the way. So Riut here is really quite invested in trying to maybe do some damage. Viper's certainly going to click up. Riut's got to get something done while the Viper is basically in turtle up mode. The only problem is the last piece of that wall just got finished, and that could be a real problem here for Riut. So we will see the Mongols players continue to fight it out. If Viper gets to Castle Age, you know, man, a camel or two would really do some serious damage to all those scouts from Riut. Viper's scouts are still alive. They're protecting the back flank for now. He will click to Castle. Riut will go Bloodlines here. He is, for now, going to try to get in. He can continue to push on these palisades. The Viper should be able to continue to secondary wall himself up and be really safe. I don't think Riut's going to get in. I don't think this is going to be very useful for him. So Riut's getting out of dodge here. He's going back home. I guess he wants to make sure that the Viper doesn't hit him with his own small group of scouts. I suppose he's going to go back and defend himself. Has walled up the channel on this side. This area is still pretty open and pretty difficult to defend. Has a wood line on the back here that he has palisaded up and is safely on gold for the time being, but still has not clicked up. Needs a little bit more food to get to Castle Age right now. Viper clicked up at 16:47. Looks like Riut will be about 2 minutes behind him to Castle. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but that will certainly give the Viper an opportunity to maybe do something interesting in the early Castle Age. Gonna go double stables here. Gonna go with forging. I'm not sure if the Viper has bloodlines yet, does he? Yeah, Viper has bloodlined his cavalry, so he will be in good shape for the oncoming fight. Obviously doesn't want to fight just yet with those scouts, but we will see +1 damage units for the Viper. We'll see no upgrades yet for Riut. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, Castle. Viper is in. Wow, that actually worked. Viper's going to go with double stable knights right off the bat, and he will continue to work his way through this one. Looks like, for the moment, a second TC being added in, and that's going to be it for now. I would assume his food eco is going to be really stressed. How many vills on gold? 7 villagers on gold to support the double stable knights here from the Viper. Viper will go with Bowsaw. Riut's going to go scale barding. That's going to actually help him a little bit. I wonder if Viper is going to upgrade the defense on his units here in a moment. Has the +1 damage. Oh, I hear a camel. Viper's going to add in a couple camels now. First couple units were knights, and those are going forward to raid. In addition, he's going to send his scouts forward to raid, so the Viper's going to disregard that army with his initial group of units. They're all going forward to do some raiding. Looks like the camels might cover the rear. Oh yeah, that's right. Cover the rear, camels. Love it when camels cover the rear. Anyway, looks like we'll have a couple camels roaming in to really deter those scouts. Those scouts don't want to fight even with just a couple knights in the group, but the camels being added in is a really nice touch. I like that a lot. Icing on the cake. Looks like the Viper for now will head in toward Riut's gold. This is going to be really difficult for Riut to get out of this one. Adding in camels though, as fast as he can by the looks of it. Looks like he will. He'll get a couple out here on the field. Gonna lose some vills. Viper is all in on this fight. He's gonna get cleaned up eventually, but we will see Riut lose a couple more vills. He's gonna be 6 villagers behind the Viper here. So Riut able to absorb that initial punch from the Viper. More cavalry coming in from the Viper, but I don't think he's going to win this fight in the long run. Riut's stables are so much closer for reinforcement. Viper keeping the pressure on, continuing to annoy his opponent, killing several of those early camels, but Riut will eventually win the day. That is after losing several villagers. 10 villager advantage now, back at home. Viper on 3 TCs. He's really taken his foot off of the gas with camel and knight production. You can see that he's on 4 military right now, hitting Riut pretty hard, and then basically gonna turtle up and build 3 TCs worth of villagers. Okay, second town center coming in for Riut. Unfortunately, that is denied for just a moment. Viper might have deleted that knight just before it got converted. Husbandry on the way for Riut. He's going to continue to add in camels. Viper on his side does not seem to be building very much. He's going to have a monk out, a couple knights, knight and a camel coming, but probably focusing most of his eco on building vills. Riut on his side will have a little bit more food to work with. We'll see if that turns into more units. Third TC coming for the red player who's behind by 13 vills. So Riut out early to feudal, didn't really get any damage at all in during the feudal age on the Viper, and eventually he went a little deeper into scouts than he maybe wanted to. He had to defend himself, so I think he built a few extra. Viper walled him out, and we are seeing the Viper now in Castle Age, booming, adding in some monks here, and he's in good shape to defend himself while he gets up to, you know, maybe another 15 or 20 vills, and then he can really start cranking out multiple stable knights. We'll see. We'll see what the plan is. Right now, the Viper is building a couple more camels. One camel out of one stable there. Monks starting to roam forward. They are going to eventually become very useful to deter the red player here. Riut's going to lose a full HP camel to conversion, so nice micro from the Viper there. Pick the higher HP unit to convert. Why not? He's going to start roaming forward. The Viper here with 3 monks. One of them probably has no mojo. Yeah, 2 of them on 40%. Mojo, I think is what it's called. I think that's a technical term. They will be roaming forward and keeping Riut busy. A little bit of gold invested there, but still 3 TCs from the Viper cranking out vills. Yeah, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. For the moment, it'll be 61 villagers for the Viper. Riut on 48. Riut is going to have 2 out of his 3 TCs as well. Pretty much all 3 TCs for Riut. Pumping out vills as fast as he can. Food is obviously limiting at this point in the game. Viper making a bit of a push with his monks. I think he grabbed a convert there. No, he didn't. Didn't grab a convert. He's grabbing relics, though, and he is taking over some map control, using his camels on top of that interesting hill that we were looking at before. Riut will not have anything in the bank, and neither really will the Viper. Both guys are in full boom mode. 3 TCs, pumping out vills. Viper with 18 military. That's a huge advantage for him. Riut with just 9. So this is absolutely, positively the Viper's game to win at this point. Riut has seen the camels, he's seen the monks, he knows what his opponent's up to. I wonder if he can make a transition. I mean, you know, it's very difficult to actually make the transition into archers at this point, or into some sort of Magadai build. Oh, he's going to have 5 on stone. Maybe he will start to transition to Magadai. You know, camels are not very arrow resistant. Monks are obviously going to be a huge thorn in the side of trying to stand toe-to-toe with your own camels or with your own knights. So we'll see. Viper also coming out to stone, so both players thinking about castles and map control. Yeah, if Riut had more time, transitioning to Magadai or into archers would be something pretty interesting to see, but I don't think he has enough time. I don't think he has enough time or resource to really both stand toe-to-toe with the Viper economically and transition his army. We'll see. We will see. Enough conjecture. We'll see it go down here in just a moment. Okay, 4 monks coming forward for the Viper. Riut's going to grab Town Watch. And he is going to continue to crank out camels. Looks like 1 stable cranking out camels. No, neither stable at the moment. So slowly building up a military is Riut. He's on 15 units. Viper is going to do some raiding. Some camel raiding. Handcart on the way for Viper. If you look at the upgrades, +2 defense for Riut. Viper just went with +1 damage. Very interesting choice to go with the damage upgrade there. In a one-on-one cavalry fight, I think the Viper's going to get his butt handed to him. But for now, it is monks and camels on both sides of the map. Okay, so Castle Age monks and camels. Villagers under some pressure from the monks of the Viper. Viper is forward here. Pretty big investment. He's got an army here that really needs to get something done. Well, they don't have to get anything done, but he can't afford to lose this army. We have to micro this properly. Camel's doing a pretty good job. Looks like the Viper will get several conversions there. Looks like he got 1 or 2, 3, 4 conversions total. Pretty damn good fight for the Viper. Riut's going to sneak his monks around the backside and try to get a few of his own conversions in, but I don't think he's going to win the day. Looks like the Viper here with his +1 damage camels will actually clean this up pretty nicely. Viper with the +1 damage upgrade right now. That's 6 versus 5. That is a pretty big difference in total damage, 20%, right? But Riut, for now, will be retreating and regrouping. Viper on the way to Imperial. Riut's going to be very, very busy defending for the time being. Looking at Riut's resources, he's not going to click up anytime terribly soon. So he's in some trouble here. He's certainly in some trouble. Viper's going to hit Imperial, and both players may be thinking about some castles, maybe thinking about Magadai. We'll see. Imperial Age and Ballistics coming for the Viper, so he is certainly going to start thinking about archers of some sort, heading in a range as we speak. Let's see what goes down. Let's see if the transition into Magadai begins. If we look at the resources, it looks like the Viper is heavily on gold. He's not really that heavily on wood. He's not heavily on wood just yet. Still really cranking out a ton of food from his eco. Okay, Camelz will continue to regroup and poke and prod. Riut's castle will come on the front. If he can get this up, it's going to be a great location. That hill is a fantastic spot for a castle. It looks like for now the Viper, unfortunately, is going to he's going to stand ground on the bottom of that hill. That is a bit of a bummer there for the Viper. He's going to have his own castle up. Mangudai coming out as we speak, going to add in a market and start expanding his gold eco. Looks like he's transitioned a few more bills over to wood. So we will probably see full-on Mangudai production here from the Viper, starting to use another castle to take over territory to make his gold safe. Not to safen his gold. Safening gold is not a thing. Chemistry, Vodka Arrow coming, Viper making the full transition to Mangudai. Riut is just now going to Imperial, so he's going to be way behind. 10 villagers behind and a few minutes behind on his Imperial time. That is a bummer, but Chemistry and Bracer, no more upgrades coming in for the Camelz. It's all about Mangudai now. Viper's going to crank out Mangudai from 2 castles for now, probably adding in a third in just a moment. And then I suppose he'll probably go Elite Mangudai relatively soon after that. Riut on his side is going to add a university on the back. He can get ballistics himself. His castle on top of the hill is in a beautiful location. Maybe he'll put another one over here to defend himself. These guys are definitely digging in for the late game. Looks like stone mining upgrades coming in for Riut as we speak. Bodkin Arrow coming in as well. So he's thinking about making a Mangudai transition. He's only got 2, though, on the map right now. So this is going to be really tough. Viper's got an army on top of that hill. The castle here would be great. But Riut has to win that hill before he can think about building a castle. Riut, how many castles do you have, Brosif? He's going to start to expand his eco to the back. It looks like 1 castle, though. 1 castle here is going to be really, really tough for him. Yeah, Viper's in here raiding, and that is going to be the end of that game. Viper going Elite Mangudai, going Leather Archer Armor here, made the transition to Mangudai, made it to Imperial Age a lot before his opponent, Riut. And he was in the eco here doing some raiding, and Riut will call... Yeah, it's somewhat of an early GG. We're only 36 minutes in. It's a relatively short game. But, you know, this is absolutely GG. Riut's 15 vils behind. He's 11 military behind. And he's about to lose another good 10 or 15 vils. Very, very good game from the Viper, who already has third castle coming up. 2 castles up, third one on the way. So a nice little game there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm Killer Beat. Thanks for tuning in. Check out my other videos if you're interested. Yeah, keep it real. Keep it real. Look at Riut's resources at the end. Sweet Jesus. Having everything you could want in the bank. Anyway, catch you guys later. Bye.